Hi, I'm Mika Albania Osharal and welcome back to my channel. You are watching Now Living in the Philippines. Thank you for joining me. If you have not subscribed, go ahead right now and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell because I want you to be among the first to receive these content. Okay, today's episode we're going to talk about budget. What does it mean to live in the Philippines? Now I can't speak for all third world countries, but I can speak for this one since I've been living here now for about a year. And you know what's so amazing? I got my brothers who have been living here for 14 years, and a couple more other people that have been living here for 2-3 years. So there's a whole plethora of us living here that have left our respective countries, the United States, some England, all over the place, to come and take up residence in the Philippines, Cebu, Philippines. And we have learned a lot and grown a lot and understand a lot. If you have not checked out some of my videos on budget, check out this video right here. This will kind of give you an opening for, my first video on just what it's like to be in the Philippines and what to expect, like acclimation, how to get acclimated and so on and so forth. So check out that video. It will help you a lot. Okay, let's get it. All right, so let's talk about budget. You want to live here in the Philippines. You want to move to the Philippines. You have decided that you're going to live in the Philippines. Now, like I said, I can't speak for other third world countries or developing countries. I can't even speak for Manila. I can't even speak for any other islands in the Philippines except for where I'm living, which is Cebu City, Philippines. And I'm going to be speaking directly on my experience, not something I've heard, not something I've someone told me, but on my experience. Here we go. So I'm hoping by now you have done your research. You have watched all these YouTube channels to see where you don't want to be and where you'd like to be. You have done some research by learning the country, you and the government and the system. You have, check out the foreign exchange rate for the dollar amount for where you're coming from. If you're coming from the United States and you're having American dollars, then I believe right now the exchange rate is $57 to $1 US. So all these research you have done. Here are 5 places that you could definitely be on your site. First one here is Cebu City, of course, which is the urban hub, Cebu City capital. Then you have Mahal Boal. That's a paradise here. I've been there once. It's really beautiful. And this is located in the southern coast of Cebu. This is if you want, if you're into the beaches. You don't even have to worry about beaches because trust me when I tell you, you can't drive 5 minutes without end up in the beach somewhere or a waterfall somewhere. But if you want to live by the beach, Moa Boal, that's a nice area. Bactana, if I said that right, Batana Islands, if I said that right, that's a tropical island right there, man. If you're looking for the tropics, maybe you come from the islands and you just want to be, you're on an island, for crying out loud. There are 7,640 islands on the Philippines. So pick one, right? But yes, tropical islands. Or you want to go to Lapu-Lapu. If you're you're more into the city, you can go to Lapu-Lapu. This is a gateway of adventures. A lot to do, a lot of nightlife, a lot of, just partying. If that's your thing and you like to just party, that's a good place to go right there. And then you have Car City, which is the heritage of tradition. This is a place where, you can go in and see all, like relics and timeline of things that buildings and areas that is like historical. These are places that you can see. I live in Talisay, Tabunak. I love it here. I feel like I'm in the middle of everything. So I'm like, I can go either way and I'm just like centered. Some of my friends and brothers lived in Magnolia, some live in Kashante, some live in Casamira. So there's plenty place here to live, and we all lived in the subdivisions. If you come here and you marry a Filipino, and you can live probably in the Providence, or you can live in areas where you have a guide, someone who can guide you. But for us foreigners, we live in the subdivision because it's kind of close to what we're coming from in the States, kind of close to our lives. Now, I know that a lot of people think the third world country just underdeveloped, and I despise the word third world country. I even despise the word developing country, because you know what? Each country is a country of its own, have its own issues, own problems, and own development. And it's not for us to compare, like the United States to the Philippines. It's totally different. The United States is some 7,000 miles away. You know what I mean? It's different. This is the tropics. There's no snow here. You know what I mean? So this is the country. And when you come here, ladies and gentlemen, come here with the mindset that you're not in America. Most of foreigners who travel to these countries, who come here to live, are expecting to have the same lifestyle they have in America. Now, you can have the lifestyle depending on your budget. That's why we're talking about budget. There are places here that, man, will blow your mind. There's so much to do. You really cannot get bored here. The only way you get bored is if you want to be bored. It is beautiful. And you're getting $57 more, 57 pesos, because we do pesos here, 57 pesos for your $1 American. So think about the things you can do in terms of more with your $1. You can also find yourself spending a lot of money here because, to regular popular demand, if I say that right, many people think, okay, you can come here and you just can spend. But there are things here that are expensive, or even more expensive than where you live in your first world countries. So we're going to talk about all of that. So get ready. Let's get it. Let's do it. Let's hit the budget step by step. So by now, I believe that you have made the decision. You're coming to the Philippines. Are you coming to a third world country? Now, like I said before, I am only speaking based upon my experience in the Philippines, in Cebu, where I live. If you're traveling to other countries, you can use the same guidelines I'm about to give you here and understand that it works just the same everywhere. The only difference is the currency exchange might be different, or the area or country that you're going might be at war, or whatever the case may be. So that's why you got to do your research. As far as where I am living here in the Philippines, in Tabonac, Talisay, it's beautiful. I love it. It's a tropic. Oh my goodness. 2 days ago, we were on an island. We did island hopping, boat ride. You can check that video right up here, man. I'm telling you, I have a brand new video that I'm actually putting out. Oh, if you have not subscribed, man, you better go subscribe to my channel now, because you're missing a lot of stuff. So hit that subscribe button once again, all right? Hit that subscribe button and make sure you are, you hit the notification bell, because I'm telling you, man, content after content, and I definitely want you to be the first to enjoy them. So you've made the decision. You're on your way to Cebu. What to do? First thing first, you have to make sure you're saving some money. This country is a cash country. Cash is king here. Cash is king. But I want you to understand something. Though cash is king in the Philippines, I want you to understand, for you, income is king. Unless you have a whole lot of money that you're coming here with that you know can last you until you die. You got to plan this out now. How are you going to support yourself here? And this is why this is so important, because we're talking about a budget. And yes, you might come with some money, but over time it might run out. You might have enough money. Say you have $1,000. Just using that very small amount. Let's say you have $1,000. You decide to come here with $1,000. How long $1,000 is going to last you? Probably less than a month, right? So this is what you have to you have to work out in your mind, how much money do you have saved up? How much money are you coming here with? How much income do you have? Do you have retirement coming in? How much is that? Do you have online jobs that you can come here to do? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, as a foreigner coming into this country in the Philippines, it's very, very difficult for you to compete. I'm talking about getting jobs here. The average income for a worker here is 458 pesos a week. That's about $8, maybe $10. You're not going to be able to compete trying to find a job here. So you want to, before you come here, these are some of the things you want to work out. How much money are you coming with? How much savings do you have? How long that will last, right? Okay, you got to budget it. And this is why you got to budget out to know how much your apartment or your subdivision, house, rental. You can't buy house here if you're a foreigner. You can't buy land here, but you can buy a condo here. So if are you going to live in a condo? Are you going to live in an Airbnb? Are you going to live in the subdivision? Are you going to live in the Providence? All these things you have to work out, because these has an impact on your budget, right? So these are the things that you have to learn. So again, how much money are you coming here with? How long is that going to last based upon how much you're living, how you want to live? Because it's all dependent how you want to live. It all depends. Because let's say you're coming from a big house, 4 bedrooms, you got the backyard, you got everything. You can find that here, and you can pay some of the same prices that you're paying in America. You can pay it right here. You're just going to live like a king here, but you can pay that. So don't underestimate the fact that you can come here, get a nice house on the beach somewhere, and pay $1,500 to $2,000 a month for rent, US for rent. You can get that here, because there are luxury houses here, luxury subdivisions here that are more expensive than other subdivisions. And you can get into a subdivision from anywhere from $100 US to 2,000. I see 2,500, 2,500 US. So it's all dependent on how you want to live and how you're going to handle your budget, right? So that's the first thing. So make sure your money's right before you come here. Secondly, make sure you know exactly what your budget's going to be monthly. How much money do you want to spend on everything? Are you going to get a car? You're going to need a car or a motorcycle or a scooter. Because when you come here, one of the things is that yes, you can call a cab, but some of the times, especially when it's busy, you might not get a cab, and it can be difficult to get a cab back and forth. But like when you go to the malls, there's always cabs there, so you can get cabs. But from your house to the mall might be difficult. So you want a scooter. I'm telling you, you want a scooter, you want to drive, which is so great. I'm going to tell you all about that here and how much I paid for my car, for my bikes. I have 2 bikes and a car, and I want to show you how much I paid for them and how much I pay for insurance. I got insurance, and you can get, insurance that's very cheap here. It's very cheap here. You can get full coverage. You can get everything that you can get in the States. You can actually get it here, but you only pay, the money is so different, and I'm going to talk about that as well. So that's some of the things that you have to understand. How many bedrooms do you want? How many how many are you coming? How many bedrooms do you want? Do you want to live high? Do you want to live low? Do you want to live on top of the mountain? Do you want to live in the valley? All these things that you have to really work through. And once you get through those things, then it's easy. The budget part is easy once you have an understanding. So now we're going to go and work on $1,000 budget. We're going to work on $1,000 budget. And here's why I'm going to work on $1,000 budget. Because if you can budget to live $1,000, and that's depending on your family and family size, but if you come here, you can actually live a very good life on $1,000. You can actually live a really good life on $800 if you live in the Providence, right? If you live in the Providence, you can live, it all depends. Are you coming single? Are you coming with a wife? Are you coming with wife and children? It all depends on how you want to live and how much money you can spare for your life. All right, so right here, we're looking at $1,000 budget. $1,000 budget. So that means you have 1,000 US dollars. And since I came from the US, I'm going to just talk to you from that perspective. Now, 1,000 US dollars, 1,000 US dollars at $57 for the foreign exchange, you're talking about 57,638 pesos and 52 cents. So 57,638.52 cents. That's what you're going to have. Here's another thing that I want you to understand. The dollar amount fluctuates here. It does. So today it could be 57, tomorrow it could be 58, and the next day it could be 50. Yes, it fluctuates. So you have to be, you want to catch it at the highest. So if you, right now it's the highest since I've been here, 57. Since I've been here, I think we came in at 52 and then 55, and now it's 57, and that's all in 1 year. So that's what you're working on. 57,000, right? Now let's say you get an apartment, which I see you can actually find nice, a 2-bedroom apartment. It's like a detached house in a subdivision. You can find a 2-bedroom for $200 a month. Yeah, 2-bedroom and 2 bathrooms for $200 US a month. Now, that sounds crazy, but it is. It's true. Because I have brothers that are living in subdivisions that are paying that much. So let's say now you budget $200 for $200 US for your rent. Let's say that's your budget. You have to pay first and last, and actually something you pay here. The government allow for 2 months security and 1 month's rent. So that's $600 you'd have to pay up front. When I came here and I got into my subdivision, I didn't go through any of that because I paid up for the year. I didn't want to worry about monthly bills because another thing about coming here, when you get the cash, you can pay cash, everything. You can pay cash. But if you run out of cash, if you run out of US dollars, to transfer money from your bank here, it's a pain in the butt. So, what I did, my wife and I, we just decided to, just pay up for the year. It's less headache. And you know what? You pay up, you're good. You don't have to worry about it. I just love that. So, let's say you get the place for $200, right? So that's good. You can get a place for $200 US furnished. You can also get it semi-furnished, which means they have, maybe a fridge and a stove and maybe 1 bed, and they might have a dining room, but you have to, put the couch in and, maybe some curtains or whatever the case may be. Or you might get it fully furnished where everything is there for you. All you have to do is just move in and you're good to go. You know what I mean? That's how it happens down here. By the way, if you need some, a realtor, I'm going to put right here, check right here. I'm going to put the realtor that I use right here, Dolores. Man, she's amazing, and she can get you anything you want. And there's another one. I go put her right here, and her name is Pearl. She can get you another one. These 2 ladies can hook you up very, very well if you're coming down in this end, right? So now back to the 2-bedroom. So you can get a 2-bedroom for $200, and you can get it furnished. And you might your taste might be not what the furniture's in the place might be, and you might say to the landlord, I need you to get out the furniture, I want to furnish it myself. Or you can look for an unfurnished place so you can furnish yourself, depending on your taste. I suggest take the furnish, because you can add some things to it. You can spice it up the way you want. If you don't like the couch, you can move the couch to your bedroom like we've done. We moved the couch to our bedroom. We buy a brand new couch. We buy a bigger TV. We buy a what we call whatnot to put the TV on. We'll make it homey. So that's something you can definitely do. Now, when it comes to your house, you would think your rent is the biggest money you will pay per month. No, your rent is not the biggest amount or the most amount of money you pay per month. Your light bill will be the most money you pay per month. Your light bill can even be more than your rent. Why? Because It's hot here. It's hot in the Philippines. And people are just using their air condition. So we got 4 air conditions. We got air conditioning in every room. We have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And in my office right here, which is a bedroom, which I turned into my office, there's an air condition. In my daughter's room, air condition. In our bedroom, an air condition. In the living room, there's an air condition. So if I'm in my office and I'm running the air condition, and my daughter is in our bedroom and she's running the air condition, and my wife is in the bedroom and she's running the air condition, it's going to spice up. And you can pay around 15,000 pesos. So let's look at it. My last bill, because we were running the AC really, really long, and it's kind of hot, so we were running the AC all over the house, and I paid almost 1,600 pesos. So 1,600 pesos, that was $277 I paid for light bill for the whole month. 16,000 pesos is 277, just call it $278 I paid for light bill, right? So you have to budget those things. You have to be mindful when you're here how much you're using the air condition. So if you're staying in the house all day, you're going to use the air conditioning because it's hot. When that sun come over and hit that, your house, and maybe you live in an area where you don't have much trees or much shade, or you're not living up on the mountains where it's cooler. I'm telling you, when that sun comes over, it hits you from the east, it comes right over and hits you on the west, you're hot until nighttime. And even in the nighttime, you're still hot depending on where you live. So you're running the air condition all day, all night. But if you get a couple of fans and just work those fans, you can cut down this bill in half. You can actually cut it in half. I remember we've only used like one air condition, and my bill was 7,000 pesos. Let me say 7,000 pesos, and I think that's the lowest my bill was ever. It was 7,000 pesos, and that was 122 US dollars. So your biggest monthly bill will be your light bill, depend on how much you use the air condition. All right, so just remember that. And that's monthly. So you got to budget that in. So that's why I say that now. So if you're using, let me get my pen here. Let's see. All right, let me get my calculator. Calculator much faster. All right, so now out of your $200, out of your $1,000, if your light bill is like mine, I'm pretty certain it's not going to be like mine, because we're going on a 2-bedroom apartment, or 2-bedroom detached or semi-detached house, and you probably have less air conditioning in there, so you probably have 3, and you probably will be using the one in the living room to conserve your energy. All right, so but if you were to pay your light bill, let's just say your light bill is $200. Just let's say your light bill is $200 and your rent is $200. You just spend $400 out of your $1,000 budget, right? There, you see? Look at that. So your rent is covered and your light is covered. Now your internet. When you do internet here, your internet bill can range anywhere between 15 and 3,000 pesos. 15 to 3,000 pesos. 15 to 3,000 pesos. Let me see here. 3,000 pesos is about $52. So that's what you will pay. Your internet is very cheap here. That's out of all the bills in your house, I think the internet will be the cheapest. So you're paying about $52 on a high note, depending on what you get for internet. I wanted the best speed, the fastest speed. I had Globe for my house, and so if you were to say $1,500 your internet, you'd be paying $26. So let's just round that off to $52. Just check out your budget here. So now, let's just say $50. Let's just say $50, right? So now your budget is between your light bill, your rent, and your internet. You just spend $450. And what else is there in your house? And that's only on a $1,000 budget. You see what I'm saying? So what else did you spend in your house? So you got your rent covered, you got your light bill covered, and you got your internet covered. Now, what's the next thing in the house? Food. Food is so cheap here. It is so cheap. When I say cheap, you go to the wet market, you get all types of grocery, all type of vegetables and fruits, and cheap, right? But let's say you're an eater like me. Let's say you guys that just love your food and you want everything in your fridge. And one of the things that I gotta caution you, things spoil here very easily because we're talking about no preservative in most of these products you may buy in the store. So when you buy your food and you cook it, you put it in the fridge, you'll find out it even spoil in the fridge because the food are so fresh. So when you buy vegetables, you want to make sure you eat them up, and you just buy enough just for the week. Don't buy enough stuff to store. Like canned stuff and these stuff you can store, but ready food like meat and stuff, make sure you have a good fridge. Because some of the fridge here are very small, ladies and gentlemen, very small fridge, not what we're used to. So maybe you can, when you come here, you might buy a new fridge. That fridge might run you, depending on the size of the area where your fridge can go. You might buy a bigger fridge, can probably run you anywhere between $300 to $600. You can get a nice fridge. You know what I mean? So the food is very cheap here. So your budget, your monthly budget so far is $450. $450. Let's say you spend $200 on food for the month. I don't know if you're an eater like me, but if you're eater like me, $200 worth of food can't hold me. I need more than that. My wife and I, it's three of us. It's me, my wife, and my youngest daughter that's here. And we spend about $350 a month on food, just to make sure we have everything. Because I like to stack up on food, and the reason why I like to stack up on food, certain food, is because when I have guests come over, I want to make sure they're okay. I'm like, hey, come eat with me. And so I love to entertain. So, but for you, if you're coming, like if you're a single person or you coming here with your wife and daughter, you don't need more than $200, maybe $300 worth of food. So now your budget, and you just spend another $300. Let's say, I don't know, like, just trying to be conservative here. Let's say you spend $250 on food per month. $250 on food per month. So now you got $450 plus $250. What's that? $700. $700. You have your rent is paid, your light bill is paid, your internet is paid, and your food is all paid. You got $300 out of your $1,000 left over. What do you do with that $300? I suggest you save the money, you know what I mean? So that your next month will be much easier. But let's say you want to go out on town. Let's say you want to go out on the town. You want to go out on the town? You can go out in town and you can go to nice places, and you can spend under 1,000 pesos and have a really good time. You can spend 2,000 pesos, 3,000 pesos. It all depends. Come on, phone, why are you doing this to me? It all depends on, again, it all depends on your needs, on who you are, and the lifestyle you want to live. But normally when we go out to eat, my wife and I, we spend, if it's just my wife and I, we go out, we spend maybe 1,500 pesos. 1,500 pesos, ladies and gentlemen, is $26. We spend $26 on a really good meal. Maybe you're going to go to some fancy place, and their prices might be a little bit more expensive. Because like if you go to say Black Steakhouse, if you go to Black Steakhouse in Mandawi, someone told me, correct me on how to actually pronounce that. Mandawi. I say Mandau, but it's actually pronounced Mandawi. You go to Mandawi, you go to Black Steakhouse, their prices might be a little bit more expensive because it's a fancy place. And so you're talking about maybe $1,600 a plate for this, or you might, but we're talking about smoked beef, like Texas steakhouse in the state. I'm talking, oh my good. If you have not checked these guys out, man, check these guys out. Black Steakhouse, man. They are, I'm telling you, hold on, I need a minute. The brisket is so, woo-wee. Dino bone, the dino bone, or the dino meat. Oh gosh. All right, yeah, back. So if you go to places like that, you might spend 3,000 pesos. Maybe say, let's say you just go all out. You might spend, say, depending on how many of you go in there, you might spend 6,000 pesos, which is about $100 US. So, depending on depending on how much you go out and how many times a week you go out. If you're spending $6,000, $5,000, that's a high budget. So, you know what I mean? So you're not going to spend 6,000 pesos every time you go out, unless you got money like that and you meet the brother and you want to take me out or something. I don't know. But you know what I mean? So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much really it. You're going out, you're eating, your whole bills are covered for your house. The food is covered. Now you can get taxis. You can call taxis, and you can take the trikes. You can take the tricycle. These are nice depending on where you live. So, and those cost like 50 pesos, 10 pesos, 20 pesos. Because if you live in an area where you can just get on a trike, you can save so much money just being on a trike instead of being in a car or one of them motorcycle. That's called a trike. And the tricycle, this one where you pedal, or the one with the electric, you can save so much money on that. But let's say you want to get yourself a car and you want to get yourself a motorcycle. Let's talk about that. So now that you're here and you got your place, you're paying your bills, all is good. Your budget is $1,000 and you're going to stay within your budget. You're not going to go off over your budget. Now, remember that $300 that I told you that you have after you pay your light bill, your phone bill, your light bill, your internet. Oh, we didn't even talk about phone. Your light bill, your internet, and your rent, and your food. And you have $300 left over. Let's say now you get a phone. You bring your phone with you. Make sure you bring your phone with you because you can transfer it over to Philippines. That you can buy load just like we do in the States. You can buy load, and you can buy load from anywhere from 300 pesos to 500 pesos. My load is 500 pesos, so it's actually $4.99. And I load up my phone, and I only pay for one phone. All the other phones, like we have some phone that in the U.S. where we still keep it's still on. We still got our USA number because we still have transaction and things that we do there. Also, you can get you can download the Magic app where you pay like $4 a month for the Magic app, where you can call anywhere in the world for $4 a month on your Magic app using your number from your prospective country. So we have also Magic app, but we have a lot of transactions that we're doing with our numbers in the States, so we want to keep that number. And the Magic app is like a separate thing that we use where we don't have to use our number to call and so on and so forth. So lose our number in the States. So all right, so yes, so $499 I paid for my load. But you don't have to pay that for your load. I pay $4.99 for my load. That's $8.66 US. So 499 pesos is $8.66. Call it $9. So let's just run it off, $10. So add $10 to your budget for your phone, right? So now you're at $710. You got your phone, you got internet, you got your light bill, you got your rent covered, and your food covered. Now, what else is needed? If you're going to get a scooter, you can get a scooter, a nice little bike. I had the NMAX. I got the NMAX. my NMAX is 2021. I pay 118,000. Let me see, 118,000. That's what I paid for my NMAX, 118,000, which I spent $2,100. That's what I spent for my NMAX. To get it registered, I spend another, what did I get to get it registered? Actually, here's the thing about buying a vehicle here. If you buy a vehicle brand new in the store, you have to wait about 3 months to get it registered. About 3 months to get it registered, right? Because its system here is kind of slow. So when you buy it and to go to the paperwork and go to everything, 3 months. We transfer our license, and we're still waiting to get our license because they backed up since the COVID-19, the pandemic. They backed up, so we still waiting. We get the plastic, the paper to carry around, but you can drive with your regular license from the States to up to 3 years here. No, up to 90 days here. So we got the regular license and we're waiting for it to come through, and that's taking some time. So when you buy a bike, a motorcycle, or even a car, when you buy through a dealership, it might take you a while to get. So anywhere between 2 to 3 months to get your paperwork. So you won't be driving until then. But if you buy it from someone, let's say you buy a car from someone else. Let's say you buy a car from me. Let's say you decide to buy my car. All I have to do is just sign over my paperwork to you. And you can drive on my paperwork for as long as the car needs to be re-registered, which is so crazy. And when you go to re-register it or take the car out of my name into your name, because you have all the paper, all the signatures, everything, then guess what? Then you can register the car and get it like that, get it done like that in a couple days, which is crazy here. So you can buy a motorcycle from someone and you can hold on to the paper for as long as you want. You don't even have to sign your name on the paper. Once the guy does his part and sign all the papers, and you have to get 3 signatures for everything, 3 signatures on every place you sign, and once you get that paperwork signed, you can even then sell that vehicle without it being transferred in your name. You can hold the paperwork in that person's name and sell it to someone else, and they can hold it for a long time. Because every transfer of paperwork costs about 4,000 or 5,000 pesos. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's why most people don't transfer their paperwork until they have to. 5,000 pesos is $86 US. So let's call it $87 US, right? So that's what you have to pay every time, and you have to re-register the car every time. Now, before I get into registration and how much that costs, let's talk about the motorcycle. So like I said, my motorcycle, and I wanted a good motorcycle because my wife and I, we're not too light. We heavy people, right? Between my wife and I, we're about 500 pounds, or a little bit more, or 500 pounds. So I wanted something that's doable, that can handle a load, that can take us where we want to go, and I wanted some speed. I didn't want no putt. I want, when we jump on that bike, we can go, and that's why I took the NMAX. There are other bikes here. You don't have to get the NMAX, but I'm telling you, that's what I wanted, so I got it. I paid 118,000 pesos for it. That was 2,100, just say it's actually 2,047, but I paid 2,100 just to round it off. And then after I got it registered, I kept it in the guy's name, and he re-insured for me. So I gave him 3,000 pesos to re-register the bike, and I kept it in his name and ride it for about 8 months, 9 months, and then I got it re-registered in my name, and I think it cost me around 4,000 pesos altogether with insurance and everything. So that's great. Now, what I love about insurance here, you can pay monthly or you can pay the year. I like to pay for the year. You know me. When you pay for the insurance, you pay for the year. When I got my car or my bike insurance, I paid, how much I paid for my bike? My bike insurance cost me, if I remember correctly, under 100, or maybe a little bit over $100 US for the whole year. You heard me. My car insurance cost me $287 for the whole year. $287 for the whole year. 287 bucks. That's a little bit over $16,000. 16,000 pesos for the whole year. And I have full coverage, ladies and gentlemen. I have full coverage because I wanted full coverage. When you understand the traffic here and you understand riding here, you're going to realize you will need full coverage because anything can happen at any time. You want to be secured. And I just want to know that when I'm out there, I want to know if I hit somebody or somebody hit me, I want to know that they're covered. You know what I mean? So it's just how I roll. So that's $287 for the year. So if that's part of your budget to get a car here, you have to understand you're going to pay $287. Now, if you're thinking about your $1,000 budget, right? that means you can't go out and eat. You don't have enough money to go out and eat. You know, I mean, you're going to have a little bit left over. Maybe, you know, from your $300, you know, if you do $287, you're not going to have much to eat. You're not going to have much to go out. So if you're coming here on $1,000 and you want to get a car, you're just going to have enough to live a regular life and drive. You can cook some food and take it to the beach and take it to the different places, and you can have a wonderful time. You just can't afford to go out and eat and go out to the movies and go out to the parties because you don't have enough money. All right? But if you're coming here with $1,000 budget, you see how you can have a nice place, how you can pay all your bills, and you can get a car. If you have the money, like I said, you're going to save up to buy the car. If you have the money, or you save up to buy the bike, so that's an extra $2,000. That's why saving your money is so important. Coming here with a good portion of money is very important, especially if you want to get a car. So if you want to get a car and you get a bike, you want to make sure when you come here, you're coming here with that money ready to be able to buy the bike and buy the car. Because if you're going to wait on your $1,000, let's say you're getting an income, our Social Security, and it's just $1,000. You can't come here and expect you're going to buy a car, because that $1,000 is going to be eaten up every month with your expenses. That's why I'm asking you to save your money. Every money you can get, your tax return, save it. So if you come here with $10,000 US dollars, so you come here with $10,000 US dollars, you know you can get a car for $3,000 US. You know, you can buy a car for $3,000. You can buy a bike for $2,000. You know what I mean? Or even I've seen bikes here for 30,000, 40,000 pesos. You can get nice bikes. You can get used bikes here, nice bikes, because if you do 40,000 pesos, that's $600. You don't have to go and buy a NMAX like me. You know, I budgeted these things when I came here, because I know exactly what I wanted. I know the kind of car I wanted. I know the kind of bike that I wanted. I researched all of these things before I come here. I kind of knew about the place because I've been doing a lot of research. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I watch the slums. I never seen the subdivisions. You know, when I was looking around, I never seen subdivisions. I think I have one of the only videos on subdivisions, which you're going to watch later. And, you know, I wanted to let people know, hey, man, you when you come here, it's not slum. You're not going to live in any slums, but you're going to pass through the slums. All the subdivisions, you got to pass through some slum area. And I'm telling you, the Philippines is going to humble you. It's going to really humble you, because when you look at your life and how you're living, and then you pass someone and you see how they're living, it makes you grateful. It makes you appreciative of what you have. And that's why whenever I see the Filipinos, I always share with them. I don't record what I do for the Filipinos, because you know what? I'm not trying to use the Filipinos to get likes and let people see, oh, well, you know what? Look at me giving money. I've done it once or twice maybe, but I don't like to, I videoed it once or twice, but I've done it a lot. I like to tip. I like to give them, I like to let them know how much I appreciate them, and appreciate the fact that they're hosting me, and appreciate the fact that they're so kind to me. And I love Filipinos. I pretty much say this on almost all my videos. The Filipinos are the nicest people I've ever met. Listen, don't get me wrong. On every bunch of apples, on every tree, there's always some spoiled apples. There are always some bad apples. But like the late, great Jim Rohn said, you know, there are about 9 or 10 nasty people in the whole wide world. And when you meet one, just say, oh, you're just one of them. There's a whole lot more good people in the world than nasty people. There are whole lot more good people in the world than bad people. So when you meet one of them bad people, just say, there's only 9 or 10 of you, right? So you're going to find some rotten apples. But that's where you have to use your common sense. That's where you have to understand. You can't just, be gullible. Just be on the lookout. Be mindful. But I'm telling you, since I've been here, it's, well, you know me. What you project is what you receive, right? What you give is what you receive. And I'm a smiler. I'm friendly. I give my heart, and that's what I get back. So, yeah. So you can buy a bike for 40. You can buy a bike for 40,000 pesos, which is under $700 US. You can also buy a car for 3,000 for let me see. You can buy a bike for 3,000 US. A car for 3,000 US, and you could get liability. 3,000 US dollars is 172,000 pesos. 172,000 pesos. 172,000 is 300. It's 300 US dollars. So you can just do your research. Do your research. Don't buy any small cars. Let me say it again. Let me say this to you. If you haven't heard me, hear what I'm saying. Do not, I repeat, do not buy any small cars. Now here's why. The Philippines is filled with hills and gullies and corner. And you got to go up them hills, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going out to the beach, if you're going out to the waterfalls, you're going to go up some hills. Now, don't get me wrong, Cebu is mostly flat in this area, but when you go into the south or when you go into the waterfalls or the place where you really want to just get, you're going to go up some hills. Those little small cars, if you're 400 pounds, you're 200 pounds, 300 pounds, if you're 300 pounds like me, and between my wife and I and my daughter, we're about 800 pounds altogether, then you're carrying the load and you maybe carry a cooler and stuff like that, your car is going to struggle going up them hills, man. I bought 2 small cars. I thought, okay, whoop, I brought those 2 cars back. And then I got me a Toyota Yaris. And I'm telling you, it's a bigger car. My Toyota Yaris is so amazing up them hills. It's a car, but it's not small. It's big. It's a sedan. And let me tell you something. Man, that thing fly over them hills like woo with load. I'm so proud of my Toyota Yaris. I had myself in there, my wife, my daughter. 2 big people like myself. So we got 5 big people in the car. And we were flying over the hills. All of us are about 200, 230, 300, and in that range. And it was 5 of us in the car, packed with stuff in the back, flying over the hill in my Toyota Yaris. And I bought that from CCR Cars. If you guys are looking to get a car, I'm telling you, if you're looking to get a van, if you're looking to get any form of 4-wheel vehicle, CCR Cars is your best bet. Tell them I sent you. Tell them I sent you, because they're going to take care of you. Not only are they going to take care of you, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to make sure your paperwork is straight. They're going to do all that for you. I'm telling you, they're going to do all that for you. And you're going to get your paperwork back in record time. Okay, these people have been in the business for over 20 years, and they know what they're doing. I come to have a relationship with them. I come to have a relationship with the owner, and I'm telling you, you're in good hands with CCR Cars. All right. So outside of that, ladies and gentlemen, outside of that, that's really all you need. You need enough money to, if you can come here with a savings, you need that, right? Because, if you get sick here, if you get sick and you got to go to the hospital, I tried to get insurance here, and they gave me a little warm time. They told me I have to be here like 2 years and stuff like that. And, the kind of money that they want just to give me insurance, and the kind of coverage that they want to give to me. And, and my wife was diabetic. And once they found it out, they wouldn't cover diabetes. They wouldn't cover that. So I'm like, I'm getting insurance to cover that. So it all depends on how much money you want to spend. So, but again, cash is king here. So when you go to the hospital or you go to the doctor, you pay cash. So depending on the situation, it's not like America. Like if you have an operation, you got to spend $20,000 to get the operation. You might have the same operation that you would get in America that costs $20,000, will cost $2,000 here, will cost $1,500 here, will cost $800 here. So we went to get my teeth clean and get it all done up nicely. And at the offset, when I was done, because I know how much I used to pay in America for that, and when I was done, they charged me and my wife to get her teeth. My wife got her 1 tooth pulled. She got cleaning and everything, and me, I got cleaning and everything, and we paid 2,500 pesos. 2,500 pesos. You know how much 2,500 pesos is? That's $43. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, they must have made a mistake. Yeah, $43. And I'm telling you, my wife got a tooth pulled. She got cleaning, I got cleaning. They did a really good job. I did a video on that. Check it out on my page. It was awesome. I mean, you see in my mouth, you get to know me. So go down, scroll down to my page, and you will see the one that I do on video. It's called Amor Dentist. Amor Dentist. Yeah, I suggest, if you want to go see a dentist, I suggest Amor Dentist. I've been there. I love these people. The place is air conditioned, nice, very top notch, up to date, all equipment, brand new. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. They did me up nicely. Matter of fact, I'm due for another checkup, so I got to go back and check and see them. So with that, so if you come here, ladies and gentlemen, if you come here and you come here with enough money, let's say you bring 50,000 here. Let's say you have an income of 1,000 coming in for your Social Security, or maybe you have a job. Maybe if you have a job, online job, and you're making $15 hour minimum wage online, you're going to live like a king down here. You hear me? You hear me, sis? You hear me, bro? If you have an online job making $15 an hour minimum wage, you're going to live like a king down here. You understand me? Like a queen, like dynasty. You know what I'm saying? So work yourself up. But if you're only coming with a budget of $1,000 and you have, say, $50,000 save up, $20,000 save up, even $10,000 save up, things can go well for you here. You buy your car, you spend $5,000. If you say, let's say you spend $5,000 between your car and bike, that's a little high, but you don't have to. But if, let's say you do that, you'll have $5,000 saved up. You'll have $5,000 cash in the bank, just for a rainy day. But let's just say you come with $50,000. If you come with $50,000, and you buy a car and a bike for $10,000, you got $40,000 save up, and then you have that $1,000 budget, you're going to live like a king for the rest of your life. If you come with $50,000 and you have a $1,000 budget and you have an online job making $15 an hour, oh my goodness, you live like a king. I'm telling you, it's I can't tell you how stress-free it is to live here in the Philippines. It's beautiful, guys. I know some of you are worried if you leave your families and your friends. Sometimes you have to leave your families. Sometimes you have to leave your friends to live the life you want to live. Many people have, many people in your neighborhood, many people in your town has never left that town. I've never left that country. I've never gone to a different state. Fear and uncertainty kept you bound. But if you just pick up and go to another country and just live your life, you can be very happy. We're here based upon a belief. We believe the King of the universe, Yahweh, the God of the Hebrew, has orchestrated and commanded us to be here. And that's why we're here. And I'm glad I'm here. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't have it any other way. We sold our house, our cars. We gave away our cars. We closed the business. We say goodbye to family and friends. I left 6 children behind, some with their wives, some still single. I left 6 grandchildren behind to come here. Because at the end of the day, I have to live my life. And here's the thing, push come to shove, I can start a new foundation here, and maybe they'll have a place to come when all hell break loose. And we know that all hell's gonna break loose. Anyway, that's all I have for you for now. If you have any questions, please comment. I want to hear what you think about this, but my little rendition here of budget. Tell me if you think I missed anything. Tell me if you don't like it, I want to know. If you like it, I want to know. If you have suggestions or questions, I want to know. Please drop a comment and a thumbs up and a like, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Until next time, I'm Meka Alban Yaosher Al, Meka Alban Yaosher Al, and you are watching now. You have just watched Now Living in the Philippines. Thank you. Peace.